Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. Here we have Midnight Legion coming in first in C1 CWL, Swensk coming first in C1 CWL, Supernova coming first in C2 CWL, we've got Envy the Log coming in first in C2 CWL, and lastly we have Old Taurus Clan coming in first in C3 CWL. Here we have the July top clan standings for CWL, with Midnight Legion coming in 26th, and we got Swensk coming in at 45th. Huge shout out to all the clanmates for their amazing performance in getting this monumental first place in all 5 clans. Here we have Keezer coming in with a 9 spell space swag plus RC swag. We've got Keezer again coming in with a brand new LaLo that he came up with right after Ice Block spell got introduced, where you ice block the hounds to make your minion prints invincible behind the hounds. Then you send in rocket loons to keep your minion prints behind the hounds. We'll get into that later. Here we've got Headshots coming in with the 6 spell space swag plus RC swag plus 101 troop spell space swag in C1 CWL. Here we have the one and only legendary Eve Maxi clutching up with 2 accounts doing a Spirit Walk drag to help us win the war. We have Surgical Ice Golem, 7 spell space swag. We have Tuco coming in with a very deep FB for RC Recall, Warden Fireball, Furnace plus Rocket Loon attack. We've got Sam coming in with Super Witches. And lastly, we have Tactical finishing things up with a deep Spirit Charge that got insane value. So here we go into Keezer's 9 spell space plus RC swag. So notice the base invisibility compartment up at the top left. He's going to be direct targeting that with the Warden Fireball right off the bat. So notice the Flame Flinger, all the value he was able to get. Makes those defenses invisible, able to direct target that section. Removes that entire section of defenses along with the Clan Castle. Now, while he's doing this Warden Walk, he's got the Flame Flinger just churning and burning down here at the bottom left. Sends in a couple furnaces, helps support his Warden. Got the Sneezy on the Warden, Sneezy for the projectiles to test for red air bombs. He's being patient with the Warden, establishing a funnel. And keep your eye on the hook in the core of the base. He is going to purposely get his BK hooked so that the BK can enter the core of the base and trigger that invisibility spell. So his BK is going to come up just to the right of his Warden, work down towards 3, but before he can get anywhere close to 3, he's going to cut off his BK with his AQ and force his BK into the core of the base so that his BK becomes in range of the hook. So Warden has almost got this entire compartment funneled. Got all the defenses that he needs gone. Drops in the BK. Ice Golem out in front. Help tank. Slow up some defenses. Wall break for the BK. And now the AQ down to cut off the BK pathing. So the BK has to push in to that section. Now the BK is in range of the hook. Projectile gets snagged before the BK, but the BK should be next. AQ still has the BK cut off. Hook grabs BK. BK goes to ability. Triggers the invisibility spell. AQ takes out this ricochet cannon, takes out the minion prints. And now the BK is moved past the town hall because it was made invisible. But notice his queen right there to take it out. And this base is absolutely demolished. So guys, whenever you see hook bases, especially ones that are somewhat reachable, you can always come up with a cool plan like getting your BK or your AQ hooked. It's a lot of fun, especially with instant armies. We no longer have to wait to dial in these cool armies. So super minions come out of the Flame Flinger. Also with the super minions there is a furnace. And the furnace is important because the fire mites sometimes will trigger the enemy heroes and bring the enemy heroes closer to the Flame Flinger for the super minions to deal with. And here we have the swag. He did a smiley face swag to the best of his abilities because he has the wrong spells for the perfect smiley face swag. Usually you need 2 haste for the eyes. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal, and I was blown away by this attack. Amazing hit by Keezer. Here we have Keezer again, coming in with his signature brand new way to LaLo. This is an ice blocked hound, minion prince, and glide. It's much like an AQ charge or an AQ walk. However, instead of having healers behind the AQ keeping her alive, he's going to be using 3 hounds along with some ice block spells to keep his minion prints from losing any health, and that will be deployed towards the end of the raid. So to start the raid, he creates a funnel with his Royal Champion. and he is creating a funnel with his Royal Champion because he wants to get a huge hero dive. So there's a nice thin channel of defenses around the outside edge of the base remaining to do the LaLo. So sending in his BK with his AQ, using the log launcher to open up some walls, and notice how he recalled his RC. He's going to be redeploying his RC up here towards 12 to further funnel his BK and AQ into the core to get even more hero dive value. AQ goes to ability, has to make her invisible because there's some multi-targeting defenses. BK is going to step out in front. Now they're just wrecking this core. RC comes back, targets the ricochet cannon right away. BK EQ boots to open up even some more access to the core. AQ is actually going to step up and take this town hall out. So now in comes these lava hounds. He's got 3 of them to distract all 3 shots from this multi-archer tower, also distracting the enemy AQ. Notice his minion prince in behind with an angry jelly so that the minion prince can target these defenses that are being distracted by these lava hounds. Uses another ice block to protect his hounds and therefore his minion prince, and notice these rocket loons. The rocket loons are being sprinkled in from the outside edge, therefore keeping his minion prince directly in behind these lava hounds so that the minion prince will stay as protected as possible. Notice the enemy minion prince was also distracted by these lava hounds. Uses his minion prince equipment abilities. He's running dark orb to freeze up some defenses and henchman puppet for some extra damage from the minions. Now he just has to clean up the base. Got an ice block spell left over. And yeah, awesome hits to Keezer. Really fun attack. And this is the craziest LaLo in the game right now, so make sure to give this a try. And we're calling this Hound Block Minion Prince Ice Glide, or Kilo, after the creator of the attack. So here we have Headshots coming in with his signature attack, and he finished 4th global using this attack strategy in Legend League June season. So absolutely crazy consistent with a high risk, high reward attack strategy such as a Warden Fireball, especially with the Angry Jelly, because Angry Jelly, so your Warden will target only defenses and push into the base, and that makes it so that you have to be careful so he doesn't push too far into the base and encounter too many defenses at the same time. So his Warden's gonna deal with that multi-target Inferno Tower, and now he's gonna make his Warden invisible. Right after this Wizard Tower goes down, he's gonna use his Fireball, puts down the EQs first, takes out the Clan Castle, takes out that Monolith, and now he's got excellent pathing for his Warden to go either left or to the right, and then opposite of where the Warden goes, he will drop his BK and his AQ for a nice hero dive. Notice the Gigabomb was also in that compartment. Now he does not have to path over the Gigabomb. Got the Flame Flinger up top at 12, getting a bunch of value. Always nice when you can find a base with some good Flame Flinger value. Here in comes his Archer Queen with an Ice Golem. Ice Golem to get out in front and help tank. And the Ice Golem's job is frankly to die, so that a bunch of these defenses, along with enemy minion prints, all become frozen, and therefore he does not have to invest any spells. So now sneaking in some headhunters to kill this enemy minion prince. Enemy minion prince is one of the worst, most dangerous defenses whenever you're doing a hero dive, especially if you can't get to him early. Sends in another headhunter for this enemy BK that his Warden is dealing with, doing some nice multitasking. BK goes to ability. EQ boots unfortunately do not get that wall open that would give the AQ access to the town hall. Sends in some druids for the AQ to keep her healthy. AQ goes to ability. He's got the Giant Giant. Giant Giant should help open up some of these walls. Warden is still going very strong over here at the left. Towards the middle, Giant Giant breaks the wall, giving AQ access to the core. These druids have his AQ up to nearly full health already. Giant Giant's going to work on this other wall as well. However, the Flame Flinger already took that out with the Fire Spirits. Warden down here at the left dealing with this Ricochet Cannon. Really the only problematic defense left right now. And this base is absolutely crushed. He's got 6 spell space, he's got an RC, and he's got 101 troop space that he gets to swag in C1 CWL on base 4. Absolutely phenomenal hit. And important to note, Headshots has been uploading his Legend League attacks with his exact same strategy on his brand new channel, Headshots Clash of Clans, spelt just the way that you see it up here to the top left without the MRC. So yeah, phenomenal hit to Headshots. And I will include a link to his channel in either the comments or the description of the video. So here we have In the C2 clan, it was coming down to we had to beat Young Guns or we were not going to get first. And Eve Maxi came in with both accounts and tripled twice, and then Keezer finished it off, making sure that we won and ended up winning this season. So here comes Eve Maxi, the legendary Eve Maxi of Tribe, captain of Tribe, and goes to ability using the Haste Vial, and using Haste Vial when there is a high hit point defense in range of the RC. That way you will not have your RC springing back and forth from low hit point defense to low hit point defense. It's always best to use your haste ability from the RC when you're encountering high hit point defenses so that your RC stays in one location, and therefore you do not have to burn as many invisibility spells trying to correct her pathing. So RC works all the way up and takes out the monolith, makes those ice golems invisible, so the RC continues, wants to get at least one fire spitter, targets this fire spitter over here to the right, so he should be able to come in from behind the remaining fire spitter on the left. Goes ahead, drops in his AQ with the giant arrow to finish off the fire spitter and the builder hut in front of where his RC was going. Also has the siege barracks and opens up this wall over here at the right section so that the P.E.K.K.A.s can get out in front of the AQ and protect her. Now from the left, just like what I was saying before, coming in from behind the remaining fire spitter with his main dragon army. So he's got the dragons, the minion prince, and the warden. Also, he is running the dark crown. So whenever 60 housing space of troops dies around the minion prince, he becomes enraged, regains health, and just burns through the base that much faster. Uses warden eternal tome along with the healing gem, keeps his drags all healthy, uses the dark orb, freezes up some defenses, goes ahead, drops a rage, gets his drags and minion prints to burn through a little faster. His AQ is just finally about to go down, and that is the power of having a plan for your AQ, how he broke open that wall with a wall breaker and had the P.E.K.K.A.s from the siege machine come in to tank, and now he's ending on a bunch of defenses that do no damage to air troops. So last significant defense goes down, just has this multi-arch tower left. His minion prince is still enraged. Minion prince didn't even have to use the Phoenix. So yeah, awesome hit to Maxi and way to clutch it up for us for that win. So here we have Surgical Ice Golems, affectionately known as Smiley Swag Killer, and the purpose of the strat is to replace spells with Ice Golems to open up a plethora of different attacking options. And I will be doing a deep dive into all the different options in an upcoming video. It basically allows you to get the absolute most fun out of the game possible. It's the end game strat. There's nothing crazier than this when you see all the different options available. This option is the Fireball version. It is the easiest version of the strat. So sending in a Headhunter, just trying to kill this Minion Prince right away. Got the Warden, removing defenses with the Angry Jelly, trying to remove as many defenses between the Warden and where I want the Fireball to go, which is either at that multi-Inferno Tower or the Fire Spitter next to the Town Hall. And while the Warden is encountering these defenses, we have the Flame Flinger getting a bunch of free defenses at the top right. So now Warden works through the CC, and if you notice in the beginning, the Warden had to be dropped down in to distract the Expo for the Flame Flinger, and then you have to make sure to not make your Warden invisible so the Expo stays targeted on your Warden. So Fireball into the core, eliminate all those defenses. Probably could have caught that CC now that I'm rewatching it. However, everything's gone. So we drop the AQ in next to the Warden so that the Warden comes over and powers the AQ. AQ charge is still the most powerful hero charge in the game. However, it's just so many bases are designed so that the AQ can't reach the defenses, and therefore we needed the Warden Fireball to open up and create a bunch of pathing for the AQ. AQ charge by herself is absolutely terrible at Tunnel 17 just because of all the multi-targeting defenses. That way we use the Warden FB to create some pathing for our AQ, and once the pathing is created, we drop in the AQ to take full advantage of the most powerful hero charge in the game and make it even more strong by putting the Warden Rage Gem in behind the AQ and giving the AQ some Warden support. AQ is running Magic Mirror along with Giant Giant, and notice how the RC eliminated those defenses at the left corner to push our AQ into the core of the base and eliminate the Town Hall. and this is perfect because it's the maximum hero synergy. So we have the AQ under Warden Rage Gem becoming a tank for the RC on the inside to distract inside defenses, and then on the outside we sprinkle in Ice Golems to distract the defenses on the outside. It's an absolutely beautiful attack strategy, all about timing, all about hero synergy, all about taking advantage of the most powerful hero equipments in the game. And this attack strategy here, by replacing spells with Ice Golems, opens up an absolutely insane world of different attacks you can do in the game. It's an absolutely end game attack strategy. And if you want to see more of those, just check any thumbnail that has a big smiley face swag on it. So I highly recommend that. End game, best strat in the game. So here we have Tuco coming in with an RC, Recall, Warden, Fireball, Furnace, Rocket Loon attack. And he's going to be hitting the hook tower in the center of the base with his Warden Fireball. So he comes in with his RC, top right. RC's job is to eliminate the defenses at the top right, and this is twofold. He's creating pathing for the Fireball, and he's creating pathing for his Warden and his BK AQ Hero Dive, which will come in up at 12. Warden is going to come in at 3. This way he's got a nice little section without any defenses that his Warden can go from 3 down to 6, and his BK and AQ can go from 12 to 9. So he's got his defenses eliminated. Just going to need 2 invisibility spells. Uses his first invisibility spell on the section of 3 defenses together since they're more difficult, and then uses the second one on the remaining solo defense, the monolith. And now he's got the entire core eliminated. He's got a Minion Prince that's low health, he's got a BK that's low health. He just has this problematic monolith to deal with the Warden, and then it's going to be smooth sailing. He's also got these projectiles out in front. However, the monolith managed to target his Warden. He's got these fire mites from the furnaces coming in, distracting for his Warden. Goes ahead, sends in his BK, and puts his AQ just to the left of the BK to force his BK into this compartment. And my guess is that he will be using the EQ boots to try to open up either access to the Town Hall or to the core of the base. So Warden is doing just fine down here, walking 3 to 6. BK goes to ability, opens up some walls. BK might get pushed into this remaining multi-inferno. If he has the health, AQ goes to ability. RC comes in to benefit from the AQ tanking and the giant. So now the RC can do a bunch of damage while not being directly targeted by some defenses. BK is wrapping around after finishing off that multi-inferno tower, and he's actually going to the Town Hall. So that's absolutely insane. Got his super minions from the Flame Flinger coming out. They're helping with the Town Hall. Goes ahead, makes his AQ, RC invisible, drops in some rocket loons. He's got 5 left. Base is done. Just swarming, surrounding the base. And awesome hit to Tuco. And he went perfect with this strat. So definitely give this a try. Also, headshots went perfect with his Fireball rocket loon attack strategy. So definitely make sure to give those attacks a try. Here we have Sam coming in with some Super Witches. With Super Witches, you want to create a quick funnel with your Fireball and then wrap around the base with your switches. So he comes in, going to eliminate this Archer Tower, this Builder Hut, this Wizard Tower, and then go ahead and make some defenses invisible. My guess is he's going for the air defense to eliminate that entire section. Let's see. However, he might go straight for the Expo, so didn't even have to invest any spells. However, he's going to have to pull his Warden to the right here quick to avoid that hook that's directly above the monolith. See how that hook could be very problematic for his Warden? So he's letting his Warden deal with this Ricochet Cannon. As soon as the Ricochet Cannon goes down, drops in his Witches, keeps his Warden safe, pulls his Warden out of harm's way from the hook tower. So now he drops in his BK. Got a bunch of tanks, BK, big boys out in front of the Warden and the switches. Got his AQ coming up from 12, creating pathing to force them in towards this clan castle compartment. And notice he's coming in from behind the fire spitter. Always come in from behind the fire spitters when you have a healer based army, which is pretty much every army except for drags. And drags, you have to come in behind the fire spitters as well. Rule of thumb, always come in behind fire spitters. So opens up this section, BK needs to step in so that the BK can use EQ boots or use this jump spell to give access to the Town Hall. Pushing through, onto Rage, he's got the Sneezy with the projectiles to test for red air bombs and keep his healers safe. So now he's just working through this core of the base. BK needs to step up, get close to this wall, and then he'll be able to use the EQ boots to open up the rest of the space. Goes ahead, uses EQ boots. Notice how the Warden just got sniped by that hook tower. It's better to have that happen end of the raid than at the very beginning. Goes ahead, uses this ice block spell to make his BK further tank for his AQ. He really has this monolith and this ricochet cannon, small archer tower, and the enemy minion print, so he's got a little bit left to go. Goes ahead, makes the monolith frozen. Now his RC comes from the opposite side of his heroes, and RC is able to take out this minion prince. Notice he had the Seeking Shield along with the Rocket Spear, so he deploys his RC from the outside edge so that the RC does not walk through the inside of the base and trigger a bunch of skeleton spells. Because without the Electric Boot aura to instantly kill enemy skeleton traps, they will stall up your RC and make her susceptible to enemy defenses. And I think that is absolutely the most broken thing, as we just saw right there. Notice the skeleton trap comes out and the Electric Boot aura instantly kills them. I think that's the most overpowered thing about the Electric Boots, is the inability to trap these RC charges. So here we got Tactical, and he's doing a Spirit Charge drag attack, and he's going to take advantage of this nice narrow channel in the core. So he's just sending in his RC. RC's burning through these skeleton traps, burning through everything. Electric Boots. Going to have to encounter this Giga Bomb, however. Drops in this Baby Drag to try to target this Wizard Tower. Able to kill the Wizard Tower, so he can invest one less Invisibility spell. Keeping his RC plenty healthy. And he's trying to make sure to get at least one Fire Spitter and the Hook Tower. So RC continues working. Notice he's got 4 Rocket Loons. What he could have done is drop 2 or 3 Rocket Loons on this outside Wizard Tower. However, what's better for a Wizard Tower than 2 or 3 Rocket Loons is 1 Yeti, because a Yeti will kill the Wizard Tower always. And you know what's even better than using 1 Yeti on a Wizard Tower? Using 1 Yeti with a Wizard behind the Yeti. That way the Wizard helps damage the Wizard Tower with the Yeti, and then the Yeti might spring forward and take out another defense. So that's another little trick that you can do for funneling to save some invisibility spells. So now, absolutely insane section of the base eliminated. Goes ahead, uses his AQ ability, Giant Arrow, to clear up a bunch of trash. So now that when his drags clear and just absolutely rip through this top left compartment, they will have no other place to go than to the Town Hall section. Still has his Minion Prince ability. It's most likely going to save that for the Town Hall. AQ's got an absolutely beautiful funnel up here at 12. Got some super minions coming out of his siege barracks. Dragons push in. I think that's absolutely insane how I'm seeing so many drag attackers using the siege barracks opposite of where the AQ is. Like how Maxi was able to use his siege barracks to get the P.E.K.K.A.s out in front of his AQ to help tank and defend for her. But in that section, the Tactical just hit. He did not have to encounter a lot of defenses, so his AQ was just fine. Was able to further create pathing. So he created pathing at 12 and then pathing at 3 to keep his dragons inside the core of the base, dealing with all the critical defenses. And a huge shout out to Tactical, who hit all the top bases in CWL this war. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and check out part 1 of the series. Bye.